talking Macaques out there. And for everybody that doesn't believe us, look it up. Macacque. Macaque, I believe is how it's spelled.
Not Geo.
Joining us now is a guy who's a big Macaque fan.
He is.
I have never seen a guy love Macaque more than J.J. Watt does.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Watt.
Yeah, J.J.
You love these Macaques, don't you?
I'm still. There's a lot to process here. There is a lot to process. I don't even know where to start. AJ's putting claims on these chimps, saying they're going straight for the meat. I've never heard that in my life. That's just straight. No. Why? Why that?
Why do you think they love bananas so much?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Spell
And
that
put it
out
in your
for
mouth.
us.
They want your parents to find you. It's disrespectful.
The spelling of macaque just threw me for a loop. I'm still trying to process the letters that you just put together to spell that word.
Yeah. I'm not sure it was right, though, but it's something along those lines.
It was there.
Let's move past the. You think we're okay? You think we're okay with the orangutans if we were to befriend them and alpha them, maybe get them on our squad, Jacob?
No, we're screwed. It would crush us. It would crush us.
We need to worry about the macaques more than we need to worry about the orangutans, I think, just because the mentality of the two different ones. But no, let's move on. You have an arm sleeve on? What happened? You were going through drill?
No, it's just a shirt. This shirt, I just got out of the cold tub and I'm freezing. So I put a shirt on under a shirt.
Cold tub.
Not proud of it.
What cold tub did you get in?
Michael Phelps.
Oh!
Well, it's at my house. It's mine.
Whoa.
It's mine at my house, but he made it. It's his company.
It's a-
Chili Goat. There you go. Free pub. Already worth the free cold tub. Thanks, Michael.
Hey, way to go,
There
JJ.
it is.
He has the cold and hot tub combos, doesn't he, that they sell? They're ones next to each other.
Yes, he does.
So you're still using
Yeah, it's really good.
You use those every single workout, every single day, or just when you're preparing to return to the NFL?
I use them every day, man. I love it. A little 38 degrees, hop in, 5 minutes. Great.
Do you go to the hot tub as well? Do you do the flushing?
No, I do not. I'm a just cold guy. I like to just the cold, and then I carry on with my day.
The flushing is supposed to be the super duper one. And this is a real conversation here. That one kind of came in after the cold tub. So I was a big cold tub user whenever I was playing and kicking balls in the league. It felt like just like a cheat code. I didn't know if it actually worked, but I did feel fresher, better afterwards every single time. So I was like, all right, I'm going to keep doing this. And then they were like, no, you got to flush now too. You got to go from cold tub to hot tub to cold, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and then you're done. Like there was like a certain system behind it all. And then I saw Phelps sells the one next to it, I think that AJ just brought up. Like you're supposed to do the flushing. Is that real?
Look at this guy.
That's what I should be doing?
Yeah, so like I'm like you. Like I grew up understanding that you're supposed to go cold tub for like 15 minutes after a workout. As soon as you're done with the workout, as soon as you're done with the practice, you're supposed to hop in the cold tub. Now we're told that getting in a cold tub or getting in an ice bath immediately after a workout or a practice is one of the worst things you can do because it slows down the recovery process. You're not supposed to get in immediately after. You're actually supposed to be doing it either first thing in the morning or prior to your workouts or your sessions. So it's I've definitely learned things, and I've always said like I'm a guy who's going to try things. I want to figure out what actually is the best. And I'm very curious if someday we're going to find out that what we're doing now is wrong. Yeah. But it just always evolves.
Well, there's never been anything in society that has just been completely to be wrong, like 10 years after, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that we just sat through classes that we were supposed to force to, hey, you have to know this. Right. And then just a few years later, maybe 1 decade later, it's like, yeah, everything you were taught was wrong. It's like, well, okay, that's really good news. And it feels to be happening in the fitness world every single day. We'll continue to listen to guys like you. Now, you say you're open to trying things and learning things. Let's go 1 week ago to what Bubba Gumpino told you before you traveled over to see the Hammers take on Burnley. Run it.
JJ, if you talk to Vincent, Coach Company, if we get up a goal, let's just put all the lads behind the ball and get a point.
Let's park it.
Park the bus. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so you got a chance to go over. We saw all you're pouring a beer, you're doing a crowd thing. Yep. We also saw, what was the score of that game with like 4 minutes left, Gumpy?
It was 1-0 for the proud Burnley squad in the 86th minute.
And then what was the final score after the game ended?
Unfortunately, lost 2-1 to the Hammers.
Oh, what?
Oh, no.
We gave you the answer. Gumpy literally gave, this is the greatest footy gambler on earth. That guy knows. We gave you the answer, JJ. It was in your face. You were there. We saw it. How'd this happen? What are we doing over there? We're going to get relegated.
Come on.
Yeah. It was devastating. I mean, there's no other way to put it, man. I was in the stands with the fans. We went up 1-0. I mean, everything you hope for. The whole reason I fly over there is like this moment. Like we go up 1-0 against a team that's, playing really good football right now, and it's late in the game, so you're like, all right, yes, I wanted to be the good luck charm. I'm coming over. I'm now the good luck charm.
Oh, the hero.
I'm standing in the fans. We're all cheering. We're all high fiving. There's beer flying. It's great. And then with 5 minutes left, man, they score the first, or like it was the 86th minute. They score the first one. So you're like, damn it. And I'm like, all right, 1-1. Now I'm trying to hype myself back up and be like, if you told me coming into this game that we get 1 point, all right, I'll take that. And then 5 minutes later, man, they hit the second one, and it was just pure devastation.
In extra time? It was in extra time?
Very late.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. I think it was 91st minute, 92nd minute.
Oh, no. It's not even supposed to, game's not supposed to be that long.
No.
Was it your guys' fault that there was extra minutes? Like, was it a Burnley player that was rolling around that they had to give an extra 4 minutes to? Or, Gumpy, what was the full play of the game? Do you recall?
Nah, it was every game kind of goes 6 to 8 minutes extra time now. They've kind of changed it with the World Cup. There's a lot of extra time in every game. Yeah.
What's that?
It's to avoid the time wasting, actually, because players would time waste and then they wouldn't add time on, so they would have a bitch.
Yeah, so JJ, you lose in that extra 6 to 8 minutes. That's just in every game now. 90-minute game, but actually 96 and a half, 98 minutes. And you guys just couldn't hold on?
I was so ready for a great night. Was going to go straight to the pubs. Was going to just have a good time.
Saw you pouring beers over there. You look like a professional. Did you go over to Dublin and do the whole Guinness?
Oh yeah, I've been over there for that.
Professional.
One of the news so I did this back in March when I was with the team, and then one of the newspapers over there yesterday wrote, J.J. Watt copies Tom Brady pulling pints in a pub for his team, and I was like, no. I did this back in March. Don't tell me that
I'm the first booze bag, please, please.
Yeah, I got it on the team. Tom got on the team. I pulled some pints. Tom pulled some pints. He's got 7 rings. I got 0 rings. All right, we know how this goes. Don't take the one thing I got away from me.
Go ahead, AJ.
How did the fans over there feel about the NFL? Can you feel it building? I know you posted some pictures. I think you ran into some Texans fans as soon as you got there. Like, what's the overall view of American NFL football? And even, do they watch college football at all?
Yeah, so it's pretty fascinating. So I've been going over there for 10, 11 years, and it has definitely grown massively over the last decade. They used to not know much at all. They used to cheer specifically for kicks. I mean, as I know Pat knows, they loved that part of the game, but they didn't really know what was going on beyond that. Now, every single person over there has a favorite team. They want to ask questions about their favorite team or about their fantasy team. They love that. And now they're actually getting into college football. I was talking to some people. I think Sky Sports over there or BBC just got the rights to college football, so they're going to start having more and more, but they love the atmosphere because of that. You guys know how it is. The atmosphere of college football is actually a little bit more similar to the Premier League with the chants and the cheers and some of those things. So they really do enjoy it.
Yeah, the death threats and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they got College Game Day over there.
Yeah.
I think just as of late, within the last 2 weeks, it's got picked up by Sky Sports. I'm like, hell yeah, that's great news. That'd be a great fan base to fall in love with college football. And let's wrap up this conversation about Burnley. Are you firing the coach immediately?
Have to.
I mean, Gumpy knew what was going to happen in the game before it happened, and he even knew how he was going to respond. Gumpy, you knew exactly what this guy was going to do.
We got a shot this week, though.
Who?
This is must win.
You've been saying that for 10 weeks.
This is must. Hey, this is must win, JJ. We have to win on Saturday.
Against who?
Sheffield.
Oh, it's a tough farm.
Gary's a
I mean,
dog.
there is no doubt that this is a large game. I mean, we're both in the relegation zone at the moment.
Luton Town keeps getting points too, JJ.
Yeah, they're parking it after they have a 1-0 lead.
Luton Town got a big
86
win.
minutes in.
That Gump coach remotely.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I want company out. I want Gump in tomorrow.
Me too.
We want company.
Pull a Tepper.
Boom.
Hell yeah. Still a lot of season left, JJ.
Well,
You'll be all right.
He ain't going. He ain't going. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, well, I mean, are you going to be Tepper or not? Tepper just lets his fans know I'm not happy about what's happening either.
What a wild move that! Like, just a lot of interesting things came out of that yesterday.
Well, he believes in Bryce Young. He believes in Bryce.
Sure, he does. Yeah, it really feels like it. If I'm Bryce, I definitely get that vibe.
So let's talk about the guy that he did agree to a deal to potentially get, which is C.J. Stroud down there in Houston. You were doing press conferences from the Houston Texans podium. D'Amico Ryans, the head coach, was like, we're welcoming J.J. back in any capacity that he wants. Player, coach, consultant, strength coach, PR guy, social media guy, maybe uniform collector, whatever the case is. We will have J.J. Watt back there. They lose a tough one to Jacksonville, obviously. But what did you learn while you're in that Houston Texans building, and how was it to be down there for about a week or so?
It was great, man. I loved it. I absolutely loved being back there. I mean, just feels like, home. I was there for 10 years, obviously, all my favorite restaurants, all the people, all my friends and everything. It's great to spend time there. And D'Amico has that place on the right track for sure. And it felt really cool to have a game of true meaning and importance back in NRG Stadium at this time of the year, playing for first place against the Jaguars in the division, really, really big game. And you could tell the vibe is starting to come back. It's been a tough couple of years down there in Houston. They haven't really had these meaningful, consequential games. And I mean, it was a tight one. It was a very, very tight one. And I will say, I think on both sides, the refs in this game were not great. And obviously, we've had some conversations throughout the year about refs, and I think there were some questionable calls. I think Tank caught it. I think there was a catch that Tank definitely got his feet down. But and I also think people want to get on Amendola, the kicker off the street coming in for the game-winning kick. This guy's making a 58-yard attempt. This is as good as he could possibly hit this ball. You can't be mad at him. Dead center, 58 yards. Like, how mad can you be at this?
Yeah, well,
you can't.
Amendola's, this is the most angry I think he probably could possibly get. He has a massive leg, known for having a huge leg. Just every once in a while, whenever you have a strong leg, you're not going to necessarily know exactly where it's headed, especially with long balls. So whenever he saw that thing flying straight, there is never a thought in his head that it was going to be short. I mean, he has a huge leg. And that had to be the most devastating one. The from putt pretty much, hitting off the crossbar, coming back center, heartbreaking.
So you think he should have made that?
Him?
Yeah, you think he should have made it?
If you wanted to be a guy, yeah, I think you make that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but you got to be realistic about the situation. He signed with the team 2 weeks ago, which means he was on the street. So it means realistically there was a reason for that.
Yeah, but he's working every day. He's working with Nick Novak I see this dude working every day. This is his full-time job, getting back into being a kicker. Has a very strong leg, has the ability to make kicks. So in my eyes, as somebody that has watched him from afar, don't know him personally, super handsome, super jocked, by the way.
Nice.
Super.
Always a tight haircut. He was with us in Arizona for a little bit last year. He has a tight haircut and he is jacked. You're right.
Super jocked, that whole thing. I think he has all the ability to make it. So in my eyes, while I'm watching, I'm like, here we go, bud. You make this, you get opportunity. This is for real. Because you look at Jake Elliott with that 59-yarder to send that thing to overtime in the middle.
Yeah.
It's Jake's a guy. So he's going to make that kick, which is an absurd kick.
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to make it. I thought that he was going to make it. This one I did not think was going in.
No.
And then I remembered immediately.
I agree.
Yeah. I didn't think so.
Yeah. No, everything about this situation did not look like it was going to be a recipe for a successful kick, and this is how you become a legend in Philly. That you make it happen in the Kelly Greens on a stormy night to win a big game. Now you're a legend.
So I thought Amendola could have made it. I was just personally pulling for him to make it, if it makes sense. If you...
yeah, so was I. But I'm just saying I didn't think he was going to make it. I'm sorry. You signed a guy off the street 2 weeks ago, and you got a 58-yard game winner. I'm not overly confident in that.
Okay, I understand.
And he put it dead center, hit the crossbar. So 58 yards. Because I think this is a great conversation to have with you because you can speak to it.
Oh, people
what distance should a guy should we be oh, you should make this? For me, if it's not our full-time kicker and if it's not a guy that we've had all year long and we're truly confident in,
Got it.
Anything over 45 yards, I'm like
45.
All right, this is 50-50.
That's hilarious. I like those expectations. Let's keep those expectations as low as that. For me, it's like 55 and in, got to make it. If you're an NFL guy, that's how I view it. And if there's guys coming up short from like 51, we've seen them. Yeah. Teams should agree to not allow them in the NFL. Yeah, those guys are not allowed. This is the men's league. You got to at least be able to make it to the uprights from here. Like that is something. Yeah. But for me, I think kickers have gotten better. I think inside 55. Let's talk about the atmosphere, though. Maybe the Texans fans might take a little bit of blame here. Maybe if that place was sold out, a little bit more energy.
Oh.
And then he's able to make that thing about an inch further, which then bounces through as opposed to bouncing back. That's an embarrassment. I didn't know that was happening down there. Brand new quarterback who's electrifying and saying everything awesome. Brand new head coach who's a legend down there. Team's playing good. They can't fill up the barn, JJ? Is that real? I didn't know
They're coming around. They're coming around. They've had a very rough couple of years, and they've been kind of They supported the team through some tough times, and the tough times lasted for a little while. So they're starting to come back around. CJ's asked the crowd to show up. I've now asked the crowd to show up, and I think they're coming around. I think that they're starting to understand what they have. And like I said, I think it was a week or so ago, like you have all the things that you could possibly want. You have the hometown legend as a coach. You have the young rookie quarterback in MVP conversations. Like you can't really ask for much more. Go out there and support these guys and give them your backing.
Yeah, because I've gone on the record numerous times, like Houston, loudest, best place we played every single year. So in my mind, it's like great fan base, always will be, always is. And then they start sending those photos out, and it's like, wait a minute, that top tier is like, they're tarping it like it's old school Jacksonville.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of seats. A lot of seats up there.
Red jerseys on, too?
Show me a picture.
Well,
I don't, no. Don't speak on Houston like this. You're lying.
I'm just telling you what Houston's doing to Houston. Okay,
Let me see it.
No,
Connor, somebody get a picture. He's lying.
They took a photo. I saw full sections of seats.
Nope.
Yeah.
Messed up.
Nope.
It might have been before the game started then. Maybe somebody was painting a narrative. But the photos I saw was like, the next step is let's put a Texans tarp right over top of that thing. So that we can say we sold this out. I'm telling you.
No, you're lying. Nope.
JJ, it can't happen. That's what I'm saying, though. It's a great fan base. That's like, in my mind, it's like one of the best in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
And I start seeing those photos, and I'm like, what? Excuse me? That is not how this whole thing is supposed to go in Houston.
I got to see the photos you saw. Where was this? On the internet?
Oh, boy, this is bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Coming in.
You might have been pouring beers in England whenever this thing was going around.
Let me see it. I got to see this.
It's bad.
We're sending it in. I mean, we'll wait.
And it's not just the upper bowl, JJ. Let me just say there's a few in the
When is it from?
Sunday.
Is it from pregame or is it from
division?
I got it. Obviously.
Zoom in up there. Look at all those red, all that red there in the third section. Those are all seats.
Yeah, not jerseys.
A lot of empty seats.
A lot of empty seats.
You know what the next step is, JJ? Come on, let's revisit my conversation.
I mean, that's nowhere near tarping.
Hold on, can we put this? Can we put it up over here, please?
Should be.
It's JJ. Let me talk to you about business.
It's like a TV timeout, too.
What part of the game are we here? Is this pregame?
First quarter.
Anyways, JJ, you see, business-wise, I don't want to because you own a soccer team and everything like that, but you see all these seats here that aren't sold. You could probably put those all together and probably this entire part could just get, guess what? Tarped off.
Yeah.
Now what do you have? Well, you have a sold out stadium, but you have, I don't know, 5-6 sections worth of emptiness in this entire thing.
Gross.
JJ, this is disgusting. If these were red
I agree.
seats,
it's not a good look.
You take all these empty seats, you could probably tarp off this whole area.
At least.
Yeah, that side of the stadium.
And then you could just have a sellout. You'd still be able to sell out there.
Yeah.
JJ, you know what I mean? And then you're not even
What are the Colts looking like?
Sold out, top to bottom, every week. How you doing? Even whenever we sucked, sold out. 1 year, whenever Peyton Manning wasn't our quarterback, and we went 2-14, obviously, with Curtis Painter, Dana Orlovsky, Kerry Collins.
What?
You killed Kerry. You killed him.
I liked playing against those guys. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them much more than Luck. I would rather play against those guys than Luck.
Anyways, we had the winningest decade in NFL history. Peyton Manning had 10 wins every single year. How you doing? We were about 8 games into that 2-14 year with no Peyton Manning. Obviously, we all found that out right before the season started. They were showing up with bags over their head. Like people they were showing up, selling out the stadium, but there was like paper bags over there, and it's like, go to Cleveland. We had a quarterback that was the whole thing that we didn't even know was fake. So Indy will show up. They're not always going to be loud or happy.
No,
but Indy will show up.
There.
Houston, that is. Can we put that back?
No. I think we're good. What's next on the agenda?
Look at that.
What's next on the agenda?
That's a full.
So many seats.
That's a full 3 rows right there.
Can't happen,
What
man.
happened? What's going on? I don't. Yeah, that is frustrating.
Despicable.
There's a lot of blue seats down there too.
Oh, I didn't even see the high-priced ones. I didn't even see those ones. You had that. We might be tarping off this whole
side. Yeah.
Because look at that. There ain't even a soul up here. And this is just one quadrant. Oh, what's the other side look like? Oh, no. We might be able to tarp the whole.
Is that my bobblehead up there on the top right? Is that?
I mean, there are seats available.
Yeah, that is you up there, buddy. And if you, I don't want to
How did I
continue to
get
bag on the
back row?
Yeah, right.
I don't want to continue to bag on the Houston Texans, but this one did come broken. Remember, this one had no. You remember it had no bottom.
They all did.
That's why we had to put you up.
All 5.
Oh no!
That's why I had to put you up
Travesty.
here.
I'm looking now too. The tickets on SeatGeek are so not expensive to go to a Texans game right now. A lot of green dots.
Hey JJ, why don't you buy Texans fans some tickets?
Yeah.
And give them away. Oh, I don't know what, 30,000 of them.
Yeah, for $20.
Maybe we can fill this place up.
Yeah.
I remember when the Pacers were at the beginning of making their run with the group that was there whenever I was there.
George and Hibbert.
George Hill, Paul George,
Yeah.
Roy Hibbert, Lance Stevenson,
Oh.
that crew right there.
Oh.
I mean, they were awesome to watch. They make to the playoffs, and the first round of the playoffs couldn't sell the place out. So I actually bought 5,000 tickets up in the upper bowl, and they gave me a great deal. I'm like, we'll give them like for $5 or something like that. Gave away 5,000 tickets to people, filled the place up.
Let's go.
Right? And then people got to experience it, and they're like, our team's good, and they're all the way back. You could do that. You
filled the place up with 5,000 tickets.
5,000 people.
Upper bowl.
Upper bowl was not sold. It was not sold out for a playoff game for the Pacers. So I bought the 5,000 tickets that weren't sold out in the Upper bowl, handing them out to people. They had to make a free throw or something. They get a ticket. It was like a full thing. People get in there. They experience what the Pacers were. All of a sudden, we're back. You can do that for the Texans.
Let's go.
25,000.
You individually handed out 5,000 tickets to people?
I was there, yeah. It was a long day.
How did that go?
Well,
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, at the beginning, the idea was they're going to have to earn it. And then, no, you just,
Oh, you're here.
You showed up.
Yeah. So they weren't going to show up to the game anyway. And then you were like, I'm going to make it even harder. Let me make them earn the tickets to show up to the game they already don't want to go to.
All they had to do was make a free throw.
Easy.
It's Indiana. Everybody's born with a basketball in their hand here.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Hoosiers. Yeah.
Exactly. But too many people were missing shots, so we just started.
Yeah.
We had some homeless people in there, obviously, for the
smart.
night. They got some.
Hey, it's warm in there.
Anyways, you could do that, JJ, for the Texans.
Yeah.
Don't you? Don't you want to do that?
Sure.
This guy's a hero.
That's a lot.
This guy's a hero.
Nice guy.
All right, get a hold of the people at the Houston Texans. You know them. Hey, JJ will buy all of these seats, so we don't have to tarp them off and hand them out there in the what is it? Fourth largest?
Third now, I think.
What is Houston? Fourth largest city? Fifth? What is it?
I think it's dropping down to number 3 now. I think we're going up to number 3. I think we're popping up.
Passing Chicago.
Big city. Yeah.
No.
We just kind of keep getting wider and wider of the space. Yeah.
Yeah, and the people don't want to drive to the stadium anymore.
No, they don't.
That's what they're saying.
Traffic.
Teams finally
Traffic
good.
is terrible in Houston.
What's next? What do you guys want to talk about next? AJ, how you doing, bud?
AJ's back.
Oh, nice.
AJ Service dropped off. They're throttling him. I think it's because he was talking the way he was talking about those primates earlier in the meet and everything like that. AJ, have you seen this photo? I know you weren't on. Did you see what's going on in Houston right now?
I didn't get a reaction from the game. How was the game? I'd love to hear the reaction from the game. I
What,
saw a
Ohio
little
State,
bit of
Michigan?
it.
You talking about?
The game.
Oh, a little
Well,
more
I
emphasis.
thought you guys
Yeah.
called it the game. Is that not the game anymore?
Yeah, but the way.
Oh, it is.
It's
It is the
the-
game. Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
starting to lose a little luster.
It's the game.
What do you mean it's losing luster?
I mean,
It's
3 straight
the
losses.
game.
3 straight losses.
You know, like Triple H at one point was the game.
game.
Bingo.
Triple H. This is the game. Ohio State, Michigan.
3 straight losses.
Ohio State won 8 straight.
What are you talking about?
Is Ryan Day on the hot seat?
Why are you stirring this?
What
Where's
the
Jimmy
hell?
Franklin?
Yeah.
Where's
What
James
the
Franklin at?
AQ, why are you swinging your legs like a 6-year-old in a chair?
They can't reach the floor. Can't
Look
reach the
at
floor.
this is great. You look like a 5-year-old, like at a dinner table at like Applebee's.
There it is.
We can get you a little
Yeah, little
Yeah.
stool.
booster
Get you a
stool if you need it.
Wow.
Did you two go on a walk?
This week, any more
Not
walk?
this week. He was over in Burnley.
I was in Houston.
Since Sunday? He's still in Burnley?
No, he was in Houston. I don't know. Is he back? Are
Tomorrow.
you back yet?
Tomorrow.
You guys walking?
No, I was in Houston, Burnley, Houston. I got in Arizona yesterday. I got to go to Vegas right after, like today. I'll be back in Arizona tomorrow, and then I got to go to New York this weekend.
What are you doing in Vegas? You playing blackjack all night? Couldn't try with
No, I got to do. I'm working on something.
Whoa! What's that?
I mean, I can't. It's a show I'm working on.
A show! Whoa!
Yeah,
Cirque du Soleil.
Dude, perfect.
yeah. I'm gonna fly through the air, swing my legs like AQ, and land.
Yes.
That would be amazing if you did that. What are you? A show? You're like creating a show?
Yeah, I literally have no idea what I can say about it or not. So I don't.
You can say
I
whatever
don't-
you want. You're JJ Watt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
What are they going to
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, just let the.
No.
Great pub.
Come on.
Is it a show that's already been filmed, or is it a pitch to be
No,
filmed?
no, it's a show. It's a show I'm developing. It's a
You guys
show we're
bringing Tag
developing.
back?
We got an idea. No, I'm very curious about kind of what we were talking about at the beginning of the show: high performers in all different areas of life, and figuring out exactly what it takes to be great in different fields and different areas. And I've always been very, very curious about that. So, I mean, it's the working title that we're going with right now is What It Takes. And I want to see like different people, what it takes to be the best at something or to be at the highest tier of something. And so, I'm going tonight to go see somebody and to watch what they do.
Chris
And,
Angel, got it.
Yep,
Okay,
smart.
so like I love greats as well. I watch documentary on people that are great. I like to learn what makes greats great. It sounds like a show that is going to be scratching me right where I itch. So you're going to go spend a day with Chris Angel, kind of see what he does,
Yep.
and then you're just going to release it.
But yeah, no, it'll be cool. Like, I want to find out like all the little things, like people's routines and do they cold tub, do they sauna, what do they eat, how do they prepare for their certain thing, and it's all different. And then I want to talk to some experts and see like, you know, how did they in this category, how does this relate to that? So I'm fascinated by it all, and I have all my ideas on what made me what I was, and how other people like. Giannis eats candy all the time. It's crazy to me. Like Giannis it's huge that he loves candy and he loves to eat candy before games. And like, if I did that, I would be 400 pounds and I would suck ass, you know? So I'd love to know like how that works. And so I'm going to talk to I'd love to talk to nutritionists and be like, how come he can do that and I can't? I had a teammate, Jonathan Joseph, who only ate hamburgers. That's all he would ever eat was hamburgers. Again, if I did that, that wouldn't work. So I really want to learn about all that stuff and figure out what makes people great, musicians and entertainers and people who've done halftime shows for the Super Bowl. Like, how do you prepare for that, you know?
This year.
Justin Timberlake.
Any Formula One drivers?
So how many people are you talking to tomorrow?
No, you wouldn't.
This is just one. This is our first, like, tomorrow. It's tonight. I'm literally right here. I'm flying out.
It's Carrot Top, Chris Angel,
Copperfield.
Max Verstappen.
Copperfield.
Verstappen's in Abu Dhabi.
Copperfield's buddy.
Stoner,
What's his
maybe.
name?
Stoner, it could be Stoner, I guess, because Stoner
Michael Griffin?
first ever captain.
Yeah.
Bob Spillane.
Agent
Bono,
Wilson.
maybe Bono.
You could get it. I mean, I gave the nugget.
Dana White,
To Dell.
Yeah, it could
there.
be
You
Dana
did.
probably or a UFC person, fighter.
maybe Adele. Holy hell! Could you
Adele.
imagine if it's Adele,
Yeah,
Crosby.
I'd love to hear what you'd find out.
the Condor?
Wayne Newton.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
What about Penn and Teller? They've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
They're out there.
Maybe with the Bunny Ranch. You could go to the ranch, see what Makes them great.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
Yeah, throw it around.
nailed
a little
it. Nailed it. Yeah,
you're going-
Spearmint Rhino for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's where you're
bit.
okay.
More
All right, okay. I think who's the ex-WCW wrestler that is
Bill Ding.
Oh, you're talking about Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno runs security, I think, at the
This spiraled.
what's
This
that?
Spiraled.
No, we're trying to find out
Spiraled.
what
Crazy.
it takes. Are you
Saying
spelling
you're
it?
bigger than Disco Inferno, dude?
Yeah, you're not. But are you saying it's what it takes? Like what?
No, that was proposed, and I said no. I don't like that.
Are you going to pronounce it then? What it takes, at least, so we can make a little professionalism out of this? Has a network already bought this?
No.
Dibs.
Oh, we would like to buy it. Put it on YouTube.
Thunder from Down Under, maybe.
Yeah, we got 3
Might
hours
go
in the
there.
off season. Maybe. I mean, those boys really.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if they some fake accents. I think I don't know if all of them are from Australia.
Oh, like a DJ.
Maybe.
What?
Are you doing Marshmallow?
What? They're not all from
Steve
Australia?
Aoki tossing cakes.
I don't know. Maybe it is Steve Aoki or DJ Marshmallow.
Mark Davis.
Yes.
There it is.
I'll watch that.
All right. So we'll make a pitch to buy it.
Yeah.
All right.
Give Mark Davis 20 M&Ms.
We want a full presentation
What's
on
the
why you
pitch?
think it'll be successful too. I'm not pitching you. You're pitching me. We're going to try to buy it.
Oh well. I don't know what we're shaking.
Shake on it.
Shake on it.
How do we watch it? Is it video and audio? Like
No,
what are we
it's-
doing?
Nothing has been like we're filming the pilot right now, and then we go out and you sell it.
Oh, is that how it works?
Who's filming it for you?
I don't understand. What do you so?
NFL Films
Oh, really?
Oh, is that
and
right?
Skydance. Yeah.
Good luck.
Sky.
Oh, this might be on HBO Max.
Could be.
This could be on Mox out there.
Paramount Plus, maybe. Skydance.
What about MGM Plus?
MGM Plus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of suitors for Amazon. Will probably spend some money.
Yeah.
on it.
Apple TV.
Oh, maybe Apple trying to get into sports. Remember they got the
Fubo.
Methy deal. Chris Angel's big on the internet. Maybe some sort of social platform will try to buy this up.
Or maybe Chris Angel just puts it on a network magically without even getting a deal. Just boom. ESPN.
Don't let him
You're
take your
welcome.
lower half, Tej. Don't let him take your lower half.
no.
We're
Let's
back.
move along. Speaking
We had
of,
to. His coach has said he's the greatest player ever.
need
We
to
had
start
to.
doing something like that's your F bomb. That if I used to drop F bombs. I've stopped, by the way.
Maybe.
That's your third teach since I've been on this show.
that's all right. Hey, not a
You're right.
There's worse people.
Do a shot for 5 people or 10 people, $500 for AJ.
Yep,
Good idea.
All right.
I mean,
That's what
should
it
be-
takes.
You'll see. You'll see. It's a great transition into what we're going next. Just to let you know. That was close.
Go ahead, Ty. Good work, AJ.
Yeah, JJ, speaking of Tej, we were talking about him before you got on. That graphic came up because everyone's been talking about how dominant Myles Garrett's been this year and that he's the runaway defensive player of the year. And then when you put him next to TJ's having just as good, if not a better year than Myles Garrett is. And I kind of thought maybe it's because, like, when you have a generational talent like TJ, he's just expected to perform like that year in, year out. So when he doesn't kind of have stats like that, people are saying, oh, hey, TJ's losing a step or he's not exactly the same guy he was. Why exactly do you think he doesn't necessarily get like the recognition? I mean, because he obviously everyone knows how good he is, but I still feel like people kind of sleep on him a little bit, and that's not just me saying that because he's your brother, but why do you think he isn't kind of respected in the same way? I mean, we're seeing his numbers right there. He's having an unbelievable year, but he does this year in, year out.
Yeah, I think it's because that's the level of dominance that he has created, where which I mean, like he's literally set the NFL sack record. Like he has the NFL sack record with Strahan. So his normal year is anybody else's most dominant year of their entire career. So that's when you're at a level where you're judged on a different standard, that's a compliment. That's a sign of respect. But I encourage people not to forget. It's like I said earlier with Pat Mahomes. Like, don't get bored with greatness. Like, don't get bored watching somebody do something spectacular, doing something that's incredible. Same with LeBron over all these years. Like, don't get complacent with the fact that we're fortunate enough to watch these guys play at such a high level. And with TJ, people can tell me I'm biased all I want because he's my brother, but the reality is just put up the numbers. Just look at what he's accomplishing and what he's doing
Yeah, but nobody's
And then every now and then you get a freebie like this. And I texted him right after this and said, those are my favorite sacks of all time. They don't ask how you get them. They just ask how many. And number 89, I'm not sure what your job was on that play, but I have a feeling it might have been to block number 90.
I do at least chip him, at least get some hands on him. But I do appreciate that maybe a business decision was made. Nope, new one coming. Yeah. This guy's me in here. Let me get out of here. But TJ Watt ends up with 2 sacks against the Bengals, and he's continuing to maybe go on a path to break his own record for most sacks in the same year. There's been a couple games where obviously, what a psychic.
Beat the double team. Like, this is what 89 was supposed to do on that other play. Block him, then pass him up, and then TJ beats him, pass him off to the tackle, TJ beats him, forced fumble. Like, people want to say, oh, he had a free sack. Well, yeah, but this one he was double teamed and he gets a sack. So don't give me this like he doesn't get held, he doesn't get double teamed. Yeah, he gets it all. He literally gets chipped all game long. He literally gets double teamed all game long. And then every now and then you get a freebie, and that's the football justice God's giving you a little love.
And Michael Tomlin came out and said, he's the best player on planet Earth, so I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of it. We'll move on. We're thankful for TJ. TJ and Tomlin have been a great tag team on that defensive side of the ball. I hope the world continues to appreciate what TJ's doing. And if he breaks that record, it's expensive.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Was it $500,000 donation?
Believe so.
Why do I do that? Why do I just do that? You know what I mean? I just say stuff. It just comes out. Yeah. And then we got to live with it forever, all of us. I got to live with it all the time. Mm-hmm. I've been with me for 36 years. People hate me. You should see what I feel like. It is too much all the time. He's on his way. He's on his way to do this.
Why do people hate you? That makes no sense. That's so dumb.
Shut up, JJ. Yeah. Okay?
Like, guy gives money to charity. Guy gives money away to people. Like, kicks on Saturdays. Well, guy's got all of his friends on a television show, living great, takes care of people, entertains people. It's all fun. We're having a great time. Why? What's the problem, people? What's the problem?
Well, I think I'm a doofus mostly, if I had to guess, just from what I've dealt with for most of my life. And also, I say things, that like inside voices are supposed to be said. I think I'm kind of known to do that every once in a while. I appreciate all.
What's the worst thing you think you've said in the last year? Like, what's the thing that people would be like, that's why I hate that guy? What do you think that is?
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. Because the ratings thing that we saw, if you remember, that first month we were on ESPN, I guess just the hello at the beginning was really the thing that got everybody.
I'm out.
Just, I do not want to be a part of this. That guy says hello in a way that I don't enjoy.
Yeah, that's what I think. But I appreciate all your kind words. Let's move on. You said some kind things about another teammate of yours, which is why you're a legend.
Yeah, JJ, long time ago when Energy Stadium was selling out every Sunday, you had
It used to be a good fan base.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Great.
Long ago in a galaxy far away, people used to go to Texans games, and when they would go,
you want to talk about your team? Like, I mean,
hey, just shut up, okay? I'm asking the question to you, brother. You don't ask me the questions, okay, Chach?
All right, spit it out then. Spit it out.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. If you would stop
AQ's got to catch a flight back to Arizona.
Yes, you guys can go on a walk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I bet you're really looking forward to it. But when you were playing, you had a couple studs. One of them nominated for the Hall of Fame, Andre Johnson. Should he be first ballot? Should he be in right away? It feels like he is one of those guys that everybody universally around the NFL just had a ton of respect for.
Yes, Andre Johnson should be in the Hall of Fame. I will say that until he gets in the Hall of Fame, he deserves to be there. He's an incredible player. He is what he did for this franchise, especially through very, very difficult years early on in the beginning. He was not in an ideal situation by any stretch of the imagination, and all he did was go out there and put up numbers and put up success every single year. Andre Johnson definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and I believe is either yesterday or today is the anniversary of one of the most iconic photos in Houston Texans history, where he is just waylaying Cortland Finnegan. And if you know anything about Andre Johnson, if you've ever met him, if you know him at all, this is literally the furthest thing from his personality whatsoever. So this was before I got there, but if I ever saw Andre do this while I was playing, I would have run through 10 walls to do whatever it took to win that game for the rest of my life, because to see Andre get to this level is awesome. Iconic.
Yeah. We got a chance to be teammates with Andre whenever he came to the Colts there for a year or two. He was awesome. Just one of the coolest dudes of all time. Was very nice to everybody. I think the only time we gave him the ball was whenever we played against Houston. And he went for 2 tuds, like 160 yards and everything like that. I think he's back in the Houston Texans organization. Whenever he was on the field, though, all eyes were on Andre Johnson.
Yeah, great. Once, like you said, great teammate. And I met South Florida legend, so I'm a big fan of his. Obviously been a Hurricane fan. And one of the first, it's funny seeing that fight because one of the first times I actually met Andre was actually like a nightclub, and I was with some people. They kind of put me to say, hey, bro, you don't need to be doing this. You need to chill. Don't be hanging out with them. So just always kind of like that cool OG Big Dre, but unbelievable first ballot Hall of Fame talent for sure on the field, hands down. Especially you look at his quarterback situation throughout his career, along with the numbers he put up and the consistent dominant, like 1,500-yard seasons, like Andre was a dog.
Absolute beast. Reggie's up too, I believe. Yep. So a couple AFC South wide receivers.
Shane Leckler, Hall of Fame. Got to be in the Hall of Fame.
Needs to go in. He just went to the Pro Bowl, I think, like 14 straight years or something like that.
That's all.
Just like, hey, what are you doing? I don't know. I'm going to be the best in the league. Okay. Are you going to kick in the offseason? Not once. Okay. You're a dog. Are you going to have a half a tin in your mouth whenever you speak to everybody in the warm-ups? Yes, you are. Are you going to have beer for the other kickers and punters every single game whenever they come play against? Yes, you are. Shane Leckler is a movie character, an awesome one, like the best one of all time, and a perfect representation of punters, I think. I love that man. I'm very appreciative of Shane Leckler.
And if you put his numbers up, from my understanding, I mean, we did it like when I was playing with him. I'd look at his numbers all the time and pull him up, trying to embarrass him. I believe he like blows Ray Guy's numbers out of the water. I believe he blows just about any punter ever's numbers out of the water. Like Shane is truly one of the greatest of all time.
Yes, 1,000%. Now, that Raiders team, they were drafting guys that ran 4.2s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, how fast are you? Come to our team. How fast? Can you play football? Who cares? You're fast. You come to our team. So Shane, now he was the perfect punter for the situation. He could just murder the ball. Yeah. And then they got 4.4s, 4.5s covering all across the board. And they were a weapon over there. Absolute weapon.
Are you asterisking Shane Leckler's career here?
Absolutely not.
Whoa.
Because if you put me in that position, nowhere near as good as him. I'm just saying he was put in a position that was perfect for Shane Leckler as well, because he used to be able to punt it a country mile every single time. And I can't reiterate this enough. Did not punt in the offseason. Didn't kick a ball. Will go back to training camp, have to relearn how to punt, and said, I figure I got 4 weeks to figure it back out, and I will do that. Instead, he's going fishing. He's going hunting. He's living his life, and then he comes back, and he was a quarterback. He's recruited to be a quarterback. Absolute stud. Put Shane in there. And also, we'll see you.
Did they draft him and Jan? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, nailed it. Nope, go ahead.
Yeah.
That was a good send. That was a good send.
Money.
Yeah.
That was a really good send. That was really, really good. You're doing this good thing. You're filming a pilot today.
Yeah.
You're sending out on hard outs. Look at you, JJ. You're an adult. Absolute adult.
Buying the tickets for the Texans.
Hero.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
That was trash. I really ruined that ending.
No, because we're talking about Shane.
You were crushing it. You were crushing it.
I was going to tie it
Did
together.
they draft him and Jankowski in the same year?
Yeah.
What a class.
And they lived together. And they, obviously a lot of people know about Seabass because of things that have happened.
Yep.
I think Shane can hold his own in that particular department as well.
Sure.
From what we've been told, a couple stories, both on our show in the early years from Shane Leckler and then from others that have told stories, they lived their lives. Those two guys really lived their lives and did their thing. And he was still better than everybody.
Great teammate.
Legend.
Love.
Best friend played for them for a while. Tavon Brent, another 4.2 guy. Was a gunner early in his career, but great teammates.
Everybody loved him. Like Shane, I talked about the beers for the other team. Anytime we played the Raiders or whenever he was with the Texans, which is obviously 2 times a year towards the end of his career there, we would have beer waiting for us afterwards. From who? From Shane Leckler. It was like,
Class act.
this guy fucking gets it.
Legend.
This guy,
I remember that.
Yeah, we used to enjoy the hell out of that.
They would come in like the garbage bags.
Yes.
You'd have the garbage bag filled with ice.
Bingo.
Hop on the bus.
It was perfect. Some places would get you, I don't want to bury anybody. Some people,
What'd they get you?
Shane,
This is old school though. Like this, I love this because this is like this stuff doesn't quite happen as much as it used to. Like this is the good old school stuff.
Shane was my type of human. Like the beers he put in there were beers that I would drink.
Nice.
Not all punters and kickers are the same types of humans. There's a lot of different humans that are kicking balls for a living professionally. I think we all understand that. So there's some places that give you like these like assortment of IPAs.
Oh.
And then you have to fake
Right.
Poopy beers.
When it's happening, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was not that IPAs are bad, but there's some punters and kickers that seem to be connected to every IPA beer in town. And
yuck.
I don't want to have a pink waffle beer right now.
Good.
You know what I mean? It has 16% alcohol.
Right.
I don't want that right now, but I appreciated the sentiment. And I think Shane was the one that kind of started that all for the kickers and punters. So let's put his ass in there too. And Ray Guy, how's Shane feel about Ray? You talk good about him over there because the Raiders organization?
Yeah, he talked good about him. I would say, because the argument I ever make is whenever I post about it on Twitter or something, is people come back and they're like, Ray Guy is the only punter that deserves to be in. Ray Guy is the GOAT. And like, if you literally put all of their numbers together, I don't even think it's close. So I think that there is some.
So
I think
the evolution of punting, I think Ray Wood, not even probably his numbers. Ray Wood is athletic enough to be able to figure out what we know now modern-wise, though. How to turn the ball over, what exercises do to get stronger, techniques that have gotten much better. But, yeah, we're right now at a stage where punters would, if they were to go back in time.
Who's the best punter right now?
So I got to see Jake Camarda this weekend, punter for Tampa Bay. He fucking murders balls. He hits them so far. Almost got one blocked. Didn't turn over. So a turnover is when it goes like this. That's when a ball goes far. When it doesn't turn over, normally it kind of he didn't turn one over and it went 59 yards or something this weekend in the dome. So that's no wind aided at all. He's phenomenal. Tommy Townsend in Kansas City, he hits balls higher than anybody I've seen. Thomas Morstead is a jugs machine still.
Wisnowski, he's been.
Mitch Wisnowski for San Francisco. I guess he's a legend too. They absolutely love him.
Great flow.
Stonehouse murders footballs. You know, some of these guys that hit it real far, I often wonder, like, is it going to work? You know, like, it will work. It's like a roll of the dice, though, because all you need is to give up one, and all of a sudden it's like everybody gets real mad. You know what I mean? Everybody starts turning on you. You know, like, this guy's out kicking his coverage. It's like, well, for the first 12 games, though, it was perfect. It was what we wanted. And then because 10 guys can't tackle a guy, all of a sudden it's on the punter. So it's like there's different strategies in the whole thing. But those guys, I think, are
who's the best coverage guy you had in your career on your coverage team?
So, I mean, Colt Anderson was awesome, the Montana. Well, Joe LaFedge was a guy I had at Gunner. He was a dog out of Rutgers, absolute dog. He was a beast.
Hayward Bay, right?
Yeah, DHB.
DHB didn't have to tackle anybody.
DHB.
He was the first guy that ran a 4.3 that I had covering me. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. So that was a cool thing. He had to make a super humble decision too to go cover punts because remember he was first round draft pick to be wide receiver. Then he ends up at the Colts and he becomes gunner in practice. And it's like, hey, if he's cool with this, are we allowed to have him just run down the field? So I think my net went up like. I don't know how many yards, a lot, as soon as he got in there, and I just punted it towards him. And it was just
so
fair.
fast.
It was a fair catch every single time. It was the greatest.
Awesome.
So fast.
So
AJ, did you ever play special teams?
I did, and sorry if my screen has been blank for the last 10 minutes. I can hear you guys great. I just can't see any of the show, so I have no idea exactly what's going on, but I can hear you. But yes, I was a 4-year starter at left wing and punt in college, and I played a lot of punt in when I was in the league as well. I was there a few times when I think Devin Hester took a few back on us, no question.
The guy, I was going to say.
He's too good.
Legend.
Too good.
The best coverage guy that I had.
What?
Sergio Brown. And everything that's going on with him now is incredibly sad. I mean, incredibly sad. He was awesome, too.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened to him. Obviously something devastating and terrible. We're seeing videos of him on the internet that is not the human that we know. You're talking about like an energy human in the locker room. Yep. Loved playing teams. Loved being everywhere. Incredibly sad outcome. But yeah, those special teamers, real dogs out there.
Hell yeah.
Andrew Jackson.
Real dogs.
Do you remember Andrew Jackson? Western Kentucky. He had a gold grill. Both of them.
Love that.
He had no idea that there was a football on the field. He had no clue. It did not matter.
Devin Hester, Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Yes. That's the issue, though. Hey, man, like the Hall of Fame, you're going to run it. No, you're not. You're first ballot. How you doing? Keep it moving. You're going to the front of the line. You deserve to be in that other tier that Primetime talks about as well. So knowing that, I ask you this question. Every year I see these semifinalists of like Hall of Famers, and I get through it. I'm like, that guy, definitely. That guy, definitely that guy, definitely Hall of Famer. But then there's like a log jam, I think, of like guys from like 50 years ago, 40 years ago as well, and there's only a certain amount that go in. That's an interesting little thing that happens with the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Do you pay attention at all?
Yeah. It is interesting because I look at the one like I'm following the Andre one closely because I want Andre in. Obviously, he's my teammate. I love the guy. I think he deserves to be in. And then you go through the arguments and you see all the people talking about like, well, what about this guy? He has these stats, or what about this guy? He has these from this year. And like you said, there's only a certain number of spots, so it does get very, very interesting. That one criteria that people kind of say is like, can you tell the history of the game without saying this person's name, or without that? Like, I do think there is something to be said for like you said, Devin Hester, like he is the greatest return man in the history of the game. Like, I do feel like he is a guy that at what he did, he is the best to have done that. And it's synonymous with that spot. Nobody else did it at that level. So I do think a guy like that deserves to be in. I feel like the receiver position and the quarterback position are two really, really tough ones. Obviously, I think receiver, like, these guys with their comparisons, I feel like the Reggie Wayne, the Marvin Harrison, some of those, like Torrey Holt, some of those, they start to get so number comparative where it's not necessarily about like the full-blown impact on the game. And also, it's just a tough position to make it in at, man. And then quarterback's obviously a different one. Like, I feel like people were asking if Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer, like 2 Super Bowl rings. Like,
and he's Eli
Manning? Yeah, like he's Eli. Like, I feel, duh, he's in. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Tom Coughlin, they're doing the same thing with him too.
What's that?
Because the Super Bowl rings, like other coaches are in who haven't won as many games or as many Super Bowls as Tom Coughlin, but they won't put him in.
They need to just figure out how to get it right with the, I don't want to say
with the old heads?
Yes. They need to just figure out how to get it right. And it's like, hey, you can add on. It's Ohio real estate. I assume you can.
Yeah.
I assume you can make that place bigger as the game continues to grow. Just make it a little, because like if Shane Leckler was
how do you feel about like the 10 or 20 years later type of situation? Because I do think there's guys that but I also think it's super hard, man, because then I don't know. I honestly don't know what to feel about that.
It's not the whole good,
Well, in the numbers.
Yeah, there is that part of me that's like, well, if you weren't in the first 5 years after your career, what makes it 20 years down the line? Why is it now? But then there is the other part of me. Like, I grew up in Wisconsin, Jerry Kramer. Like, I think Jerry Kramer deserved to be in. But I also see people's point where they're like, yeah, but if you weren't good enough in the first 5, what changed?
Now, with that being said, I think I've been nominated 2 times now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so the first time I was nominated, I said, put Shane Leckler in immediately upon my name being on the same list as him and a couple others. And it's like, if I was to be nominated for 20 years and I actually had a care of going in, you could see how every single year your family, your friends, and you would get upset about it, which I think is what happens for some of these older guys, is like they get like really personally pissed off at the NFL and at everybody for not putting him in there. So whenever they finally go in, I get like super pumped for them. But then I'm like, Can we maybe just not put their names on the list though, so it's not like a public call out that they're not in the Hall of Fame anymore? You know what I mean? After a certain amount of years, I wonder if that can kind of.
Well, that's what I said with Drew Pearson. Like before he went in, last year, he said it basically ruined his life because like every time the doorbell would ring or he would hear like a knock at the door, he was like, oh shit, is that someone? Like, am I finally getting in? And then it never happened for so long, and eventually he did get in, but like it legitimately like ruined his life for like 15 years.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild thing,
Well, the numbers.
Yeah, and like you said it is interesting that whoever is arguing on your behalf plays such a massive role as well. Like that it shouldn't be that like you need some lobbyist on your side to get you in. Like, it's sad that
our guy couldn't get Dwight Freeney in.
Yeah.
Think about that.
You gotta be kidding me.
You heard the name right there. Everybody in their head was like, Gold Jacket. That guy's a Hall. He's not. He's not.
No,
sir.
So it's like, it's insane.
Ridiculous.
And if you put Shane in as a punter, then that's taking somebody else's spot, which is why when Ray Guy went in, it got so loud. He's the first punter ever in there. Like, he deserves to be in over wide receiver that did something like 30 years ago. It's like,
And then like 2 years ago, I think it was the 50th Super Bowl or something where we did like 20 guys. We just popped 20 guys into the Hall of Fame in 1 year. We're like, yeah, go ahead. Oh, open door. Feel free. Like, it was wild.
What are you going to do? Have you already prepared and planned for your Hall of Fame party up there in Canton, Ohio? I heard it's a big deal. You got to get a good tent. You got to have a good tent. You got to do the whole thing.
I haven't prepared. I don't know what I'm going to wear in 30 minutes to go to this thing I got to go do.
Dress
no,
nice.
I don't have
It's a
anything planned
pilot.
today.
Dress nice. It's a pilot. You got to look good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I hope I look good. I would.
Maybe
That's
full
the goal.
99. Maybe wear the shoulder pads, jersey, pants, helmet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for the Trenches Wednesday with Watt. JJ, this one was a good one.
Hell yeah.
Talked about soccer.
I loved it.
Talked about tickets.
Yep.
Talked about TV shows.
Yeah.
Orangutans, remember?
Oh yeah.
Macaques.
Yep.
This guy loves macaques.
Love them.
Spell it again. Spell it again. There's no way that was the correct spelling.
Macacque.
Boom.
That's what I'm thinking.
Pretty sure it is.
That's in my head. That's what I see.
CQUE. That's CQ. Does not feel like it can go together.
I agree. That's why as soon as it comes out of my mouth, I say, this guy's did it. Oh, MCAQUES. Too many C's. Too many C's.
Man, that thing would be sick to have as a pet.
No. These ones.
It's the wrong one.
These ones.
These ones-
You know that fuck around and find out thing?
Yeah, bingo.
Right there at the top. Boom. Macaque. That thing, you don't want to be in there at all.
I don't know about the orangutans. These things will rip your meat off. First thing.
Yeah, speaking of AJ Hawkins back. AJ Hawkins. AJ, can you see us?
I can see you now. You guys look great.
Why are you so matter of fact about the orangutan straight to the meat, straight to the mouth? Why is
I'm
that?
not. First off, I'm talking more chimpanzees, but all primates, like all of them, do not mess with them. Once their teeth develop and once they get those hormones in them, I told you, it's a matter of time before your meat's in your mouth. You know that.
Yeah, but how you say you know that to me? I don't know that.
It's a real thing. Look it up. That's what. Hey, look at my little friend. Oh, here we go. Yeah,
Holy
mess with that guy.
shit.
You want to talk to him? Her? Whoever it is?
Good.
Yeah, please
Lord.
don't
good
misgender.
Yeah, can't have it.
Son of a bitch.
Exactly. Well, I can't tell
coming.
right here, but that's what I'm saying. Good luck.
I very much trust your opinion on primates. I will say, like, for some reason, you seem like you have researched this properly, and I believe that you have researched this properly. I don't know why.
I agree. It does feel
What
like
made
first
you
way
get
to die,
into
'cause I don't wanna die.
what made you go down a road where your Google search led you to a primate's going to rip your meat off and put it in his mouth?
Well, I found this out years ago. The put it in your mouth part, I kind of came up with that one because I've always said, they said, why would they rip it off and put it in your mouth? I said, because that's the most disrespectful they can kill you, and they want your parents or your loved ones to find you dead with your meat in your mouth. So I added that part on. But
okay.
You came up with
Yeah, no. Listen, ripping the meat off is a real thing. I don't know where they place it once they rip it off. I just said.
Yeah, but you're saying
I'm
matter of
guessing
fact.
both.
You said you know that. It's like you're the only one.
Yeah,
who
I know.
knows
You
it.
just passed this information on to 20 million people on ESPN. Now everybody,
20
I think
million.
I'm going to go out and
JJ.
tell people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys.
Yeah, show's getting big, guys. Get on board.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because the hello thing, which we also talked about today.
We did.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. We got to break down the college football playoffs. You got to go film a pilot episode of What It Takes,
Hell yeah.
where we find out what makes the greats great.
That's right.
What's the recipe?
We'll do
What's that?
a McAfee episode.
Yeah.
What makes Pat McAfee great?
That's going to be a no
Ernest
for me,
B.
dog.
Black shirts.
All right. We appreciate you. It's been a good Wednesday. You're not welcome in here to do one of those, okay? You're not welcome to do one of
Hey,
those.
that's fine.
I don't
That's
deserve
fine.
Chris Angel, Carrot Top, Mike
Why?
Phelps,
Why?
J.J. Watt.
Why?
That's a great crew right there.
Yeah, Mark Davis.
What's that?
Bigger than them?
Bigger than Chris Angel?
Copperfield.
What?
Poof.
I gave the answer in this interview somewhere.
Epstein.
Oh. What? Is it?
I don't think so.
Why is he a great in your eyes, AJ?
Yeah,
I didn't say he was a great.
Yeah,
I thought Jage was
with
tracking
your
people
birthday
down
with
there.
that. I mean, there's some weird stuff going on here.
Yeah, there's some, let's get you out of here. What
It takes with the me. There's a lot
going on? Yeah, that's what I'm
Primates.
saying. A lot of people
Yeah.
say, AJ's such a good boy. I'm like, "Look, you listening to what's
Yeah.
coming out of his mouth?
I don't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Walt.
Yeah,
Why'd you got to do that to our guest?
Nature. Sorry if you can't handle nature.
I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about,
yeah, the other one.
we're trying to figure
Oh,
out
I thought he made. Well, someone said he cloned himself, so I thought Jage was tracking him down.
who said that.
He didn't clone himself. He changed
Reports.
You're just making shit up.
Yeah, he changed his
I'm not.
face.
I'm not.
He didn't clone himself.
Let's
I don't have any original thoughts. These are all things I see and hear.
He looks like a different person. He didn't clone himself.
General Bob Carpenter will join us in 5 minutes. Okay? He's got his
He knows
rank.
about primates. Who knows?
We're not going to get into it because we just found out that you were just lying to people.
Yeah, exactly.
You lied.
No, I was not lying. I added the part where I believe they stick your meat in the mouth.
But you said that an hour and 15 minutes later. You see.
Okay. I don't get it.
All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Save them from the orangutans, chimpanzees. Put a little chastity belt on.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen out there.